Listen closely, because today I want to talk about a real power move, one that's all about regaining your self-worth and drawing the line with those people who constantly try to take the spotlight at the cost of your light, your energy, your peace. You know who I'm talking about, the narcissists, those who've tried to make you feel small so they can feel big. They live for the praise, the control, the attention, and somewhere along the way, you felt yourself bending backward to please them. Not anymore? Here's what I want you to understand. Narcissists thrive on your insecurities, the ones they've subtly nurtured. They play on your need for acceptance, for validation, and they love when you doubt yourself. But the truth is, they need you. They rely on people who give in, who won't question, who won't push back. It's time for that to change, and it starts with seeing through the games they play and knowing exactly who you are. When you stand in your truth, when you're unshakable in your values, a narcissist loses their power over you. They can't influence someone who's solid in their self-respect. They can't control someone who refuses to buy into their narrative. But here's the real beauty of putting a narcissist in their place. You don't have to stoop to their level. You don't need to shout, belittle, or retaliate. The greatest stance you can take is to maintain your peace, your purpose, and your boundaries. Don't engage in their drama. Don't feed their ego. Speak with confidence, move with purpose, and let them know through your actions, not just your words, that they have no control over you. They'll try to make you feel guilty. They'll try to manipulate your emotions, but you're smarter than that. You're stronger than that. Remember this: putting a narcissist in their place is about empowering yourself, not trying to change them. Their behavior may never change, and that's okay. That's not your responsibility. Your job is to protect your energy, build your confidence, and focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Every time you draw a boundary, every time you choose not to engage in their games, you're taking back a piece of your power. You're showing them and yourself that you are worthy of respect, worthy of peace, and absolutely unstoppable in your purpose. So from this day forward, no more sacrificing your self-worth to accommodate someone else's ego. No more tolerating disrespect just to keep the peace. Step into your strength, stand your ground, and watch as they lose the control they thought they had over you. Because the moment you reclaim your power is the moment they're put right back in their place, and that place is far away from your happiness, your peace, and your success. Now, let me tell you something that's absolutely essential to understand. No one can truly respect you or see your worth until you see it first. Narcissists have this knack for sensing where people doubt themselves, and they'll push those buttons over and over to keep you feeling like you're somehow less. But here's the truth: you have incredible value just as you are. You're not meant to serve someone else's ego or fit into their narrow view of what makes a person valuable. You have unique gifts, unique talents, and a voice that deserves to be heard without restriction, without fear. You see, when you start recognizing your worth, really feeling it in your bones, you're putting up a wall against anyone who try to take it away. Narcissists rely on finding people who question their own value because it makes them easier to control, to manipulate, to mold to their whims. But the moment you wake up to your own value, they start to lose their grip. They don't know how to handle someone who's confident, who doesn't need their approval to feel whole. They're used to people bending to their will, but you're going to stand strong and say, no more. Recognizing your worth doesn't mean just saying it. It's about embracing it fully. It's a mindset shift where you start putting yourself first, honoring your needs, your goals, and your peace. Imagine walking into any room, any situation, and knowing that you don't need anyone's validation because you already approve of yourself. That's powerful. That's unbreakable. When you carry that energy, that unshakable self-worth, no narcissist can touch it. They can try, but they'll find themselves faced with a wall they cannot cross. From today on, let go of needing to please, needing to gain anyone's approval, especially someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart. Step into your power, recognize your worth, and don't ever let anyone make you question it. Because when you know who you are and what you bring, you stop allowing others to define it for you. And that, my friend, is exactly how you put a narcissist in their place without ever losing your peace. You know, there's a reason narcissists seem to have a playbook. It's because they rely on the same tired tricks, the same manipulation, and they're banking on you not noticing. But the moment you see through those games, that's when you hold the power. Think about it. These people thrive on control, on making you feel like you need to earn their approval or that somehow you're less than. They'll twist words, turn situations around, and make you question what's real and what's not. It's psychological gymnastics they've practiced for years, and they do it because they're counting on you to doubt yourself. Here's the game they play. They prey on your kindness, your empathy, your desire for peace. They might start by praising you, getting you to let your guard down, making you think they're in your corner. But soon enough, they shift, right? They'll drop in little criticisms, subtle digs, comments designed to make you second guess yourself. And what happens? Slowly you start questioning your worth, your decisions, and you end up trapped, tangled in a web of their making. It's not accidental. It's their calculated way of keeping you just insecure enough that you don't fight back. But once you understand this pattern, you're no longer a participant in their game. The key here is awareness. When you can see through their games, when you recognize manipulation for what it is, you become untouchable. You start to see the motives behind their words, the self-serving nature of every little compliment, criticism, or guilt trip. They want you to feel off balance because that's how they keep control. So here's what you do. You stand firm, refuse to engage in their back and forth, and you set boundaries that make it clear they can't play with your emotions. They might try to make you feel guilty, make you feel like the problem, but that's just another tactic. Don't buy into it. When you see through the games of a narcissist, you take away their power, you become immune to their needling, their drama, and their attempts to reel you back in. You recognize manipulation when it shows up, and instead of letting it rattle you, you calmly step back, you disengage. That's how you put a narcissist in their place, by showing them that you see the game they're playing and you're not interested. You hold your ground, refuse to fall into their traps, and they're left powerless, wondering why their tricks don't work on you anymore. And you walk away confident at peace, knowing that they have no power over you, not anymore. Let me tell you something powerful. Nothing makes a narcissist more uncomfortable, more unsteady than facing someone who is truly confident, someone who knows who they are, what they stand for, and refuses to back down. Narcissists target people who aren't quite sure of themselves because it makes them easier to influence, easier to manipulate. But when you build a rock-solid inner confidence, when you walk with conviction, you become someone they can't touch. They can't shake you because you're not looking for anyone to complete you or give you a sense of worth. You already have it. Building inner confidence is about digging deep and finding that unbreakable part of yourself, that core that no one can take from you. It's about showing up every day and choosing to believe in yourself, even when the world or a narcissist is trying to tell you that you're not good enough. It's waking up and saying, I know who I am, and I don't need anyone's approval to stand in that truth. And I'll tell you something, when you start showing up with that kind of confidence, people take notice. Narcissists can sense it too, and it unsettles them. They'll try to bring you down, test your strength, but they'll find themselves facing someone they can't control. When you're confident, you don't react out of insecurity. You don't feel the need to prove yourself to anyone because you know your own worth. And that's the power move. A narcissist thrives on reactions, on seeing you flinch, on pushing your buttons to get an emotional response. But when you're standing firm in who you are, you're not giving them anything to latch onto. They can't destabilize you because you're already rooted. Imagine how powerful that is, being able to look someone in the eye, knowing they can't shake you, knowing that your confidence is untouchable. This kind of inner confidence is what keeps your boundaries solid, what keeps you from questioning yourself just because someone else has an opinion. And it's not about arrogance, it's about authenticity. It's about walking into every room knowing that you're enough just as you are, and no one, especially not a narcissist, can take that from you. So from today on, I want you to commit to building that confidence every single day. Show up for yourself, remind yourself of your strengths, and refuse to let anyone, especially someone trying to control you, make you feel less than. Because when you carry yourself with that kind of confidence, you automatically put any narcissist in their place. They lose their grip on you because they see they can't intimidate you, they can't make you question yourself, they can't use your insecurities against you. You're standing tall, unbreakable, and they know they can't touch that. You've won the moment you realize that no one, absolutely no one, has the power to take away the confidence that comes from within. Let's talk about one of the most underrated yet powerful tools you have when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, maintaining your peace and setting firm boundaries. You see, narcissists are drawn to chaos. They thrive in environments where they can stir the pot, create drama, and pull you into an endless cycle of conflict. They feed off your reactions, your energy, and most importantly, your willingness to engage. But here's the truth: when you decide to protect your peace, when you set clear boundaries that cannot be crossed, you're taking away the one thing they need most of your attention and emotional investment. Imagine this: a narcissist tries to push your buttons to rile you up with their usual tricks, and instead of reacting, you respond calmly, or even better, not at all. It throws them off. It's as if they're swinging in the dark, looking for something to latch onto, but there's nothing there. You're centered, grounded, and completely unfazed by their attempts to drag you into their world of drama. And believe me, that kind of strength is rare. Most people get pulled in because they don't see the game, or because they're so used to reacting that they forget they even have a choice. But you're choosing peace over reaction, clarity over confusion. That's power. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're shutting people out. It means you're protecting your energy and making it clear that there are lines no one can cross. Boundaries tell others, especially narcissists, that you respect yourself enough not to allow disrespect in any form. And a narcissist, faced with boundaries, will try to test them. But here's the trick: every time you hold firm, you're teaching them that you won't bend. You're showing them that their behavior won't get them the reaction they're hoping for. It's a message that says, I value myself too much to play these games. When you stay calm and centered, you're sending a powerful message. You're telling them that their chaos has no place in your life. You're showing them that you've moved beyond their control. They want you emotionally reactive because in those moments they feel powerful. But when you stand strong, they're faced with a version of you they can't manipulate, a version they can't reach. It's like trying to blow out a flame that's protected. It doesn't go out. And every attempt only makes their lack of control more obvious. Maintaining your peace is about understanding that not every battle is worth fighting. Not every comment deserves a response. It's choosing to invest your energy in things that uplift and empower you, not in people who try to tear you down. And that frustrates a narcissist more than anything else. They'll see that they no longer have the power to disturb you, to invade your thoughts or your emotional space. Your peace becomes your armor, and your boundaries the fortress that keeps you strong and steady. So today, make a commitment to yourself. Draw those lines, hold that space for yourself, and remember that every time you choose peace over chaos, you're reclaiming your power. You're putting the narcissist in their place without lifting a finger, without saying a word. You're making it clear that their games won't reach you, their drama won't touch you, and that your life is a space they no longer have the privilege to enter. And that, my friend, is how you truly stand in your power. Let me tell you something: there's nothing more powerful, nothing more liberating than leading with action, not reaction, when dealing with a narcissist. Narcissists want you to react. They thrive on it. They push and prod. They say things meant to get under your skin to spark that emotional response. And when you give it to them, they win. It doesn't matter if you're angry, frustrated, or even just trying to explain yourself. Every bit of reaction feeds their need for control. But here's the real game changer: when you choose to act from a place of purpose, grounded in who you are, instead of reacting to their provocations, you are reclaiming control over your life. Imagine this: a narcissist is throwing every trick in the book at you, trying to get that rise, trying to pull you into the drama. And instead of giving them what they want, you stay calm, focused, and intentional. You act with purpose, aligned with your values, instead of responding to their every attempt to get a reaction. It's like holding a mirror up to them, showing them that their tactics don't work on you anymore. You're not at the mercy of their mood swings or their need for attention. You're in control, setting the pace, moving with a quiet strength that says, I am no longer playing this game. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. It takes a lot of self-discipline and emotional strength. But when you make this shift, when you decide that you're going to act from a place of purpose rather than reacting to their manipulation, you're setting a new standard. You're showing them that they can't jerk you around, that your life isn't just a response to their whims. This is about choosing to live intentionally, choosing to protect your energy, and showing up in a way that honors your own needs and goals. Every time you choose to act with intention instead of reacting to their drama, you're building your self-respect, reinforcing your boundaries, and showing the narcissist that their influence over you is gone. What does leading with action really mean? It means you focus on your priorities, not theirs. You make decisions that align with your well-being, even if they try to make you feel guilty, even if they try to shift the blame. They'll try to draw you back in to make you feel like you owe them an explanation, an apology, something. But here's the truth: you don't owe them anything. Leading with action means making choices based on what you know is right for you, not what they want from you. It means being crystal clear about what you're willing to tolerate and where you draw the line. Picture this: you're living life on your own terms, focused on your own goals, no longer jumping at their demands or bending to their mood swings. When they try to throw shade, you're too busy moving forward, too focused on your own growth to even notice. That's power. It's not just about ignoring them, it's about being so committed to your own vision that their attempts to disrupt you are like a light breeze. They don't knock you off course. Your actions are aligned with who you want to be, not with who they want you to be. From today forward, let your actions speak louder than any reaction ever could. You don't need to explain yourself to them. You don't need to defend your boundaries or justify your choices. Every time you act with intention, you're taking a stand, you're showing the narcissist that you're no longer available for their games. And that's when they realize they've lost their hold on you. You're no longer in the web they've tried to weave. You're free, empowered, and moving forward with clarity, with purpose, and with a sense of peace they can't touch. That's what it means to lead with action, and that's how you put a narcissist firmly in their place, by showing them that their influence is powerless against someone who's finally in control of their own life. Let's get real about one of the most powerful things you can do when it comes to dealing with a narcissist: rejecting guilt and resisting their manipulation. Narcissists are masters at flipping the script. They'll twist situations, turn things around, and make you feel like you're the one in the wrong, like you're the one who's being unreasonable or uncaring. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself carrying a weight that was never yours to carry in the first place. But here's the truth: you are not responsible for their emotions, their behavior, or their endless need for validation. They thrive on making others feel responsible for their happiness or misery, but that's a burden you were never meant to bear. Think about it. How many times have you been made to feel guilty for setting boundaries, for prioritizing yourself, for saying no to their demands? How often have they tried to make you feel like you're selfish or unkind simply because you're choosing to respect your own needs? That's a tactic. It's not an accident, it's their way of keeping you under control. They want you to feel guilty because guilt makes you vulnerable, makes you easier to sway. But the moment you decide to reject that guilt, to recognize it as manipulation and stand firm in your decisions, that's when you reclaim your power. You're saying, I am no longer responsible for how you feel about my boundaries. And that, my friend, is a game changer. Rejecting guilt means understanding that self-respect is not selfishness. Protecting your peace is not cruelty. And saying no when it's necessary is not a flaw in your character. It's strength. Narcissists will try to convince you otherwise. They'll say things like, I thought you cared about me. Or I can't believe you do this after everything I've done for you. They want you to feel indebted, to feel that you owe them. But the reality is, you owe nothing to someone who disrespects your boundaries. You owe nothing to someone who's only looking out for themselves. This is about freeing yourself from the cycle of constantly needing to prove your worth, to defend your decisions, to make them happy. Because let's face it, nothing you do will ever be enough for them. The bar will keep moving. They'll always find something to criticize, some reason to pull you back into that guilt. But once you decide that their opinion does not define your worth, once you truly believe that, they lose their grip. They can try all the tactics they want, but they'll find someone who's too strong to be manipulated, too aware to be controlled. So how do you do this? You start by listening to your own inner voice instead of theirs. You check in with yourself. Ask yourself, am I making this choice because it feels right for me, or because I'm afraid of how they'll react? If it's the latter, then it's a decision rooted in fear, not in truth. When you make choices that honor yourself, choices based on what you truly believe is right, you're no longer vulnerable to their attempts to manipulate you with guilt. You become someone who's accountable only to your own values, your own integrity, and your own well-being. This is how you put a narcissist in their place. Not by arguing, not by engaging, but by choosing to let go of the guilt they try to make you feel, by trusting in your own worth, and by refusing to take on their baggage as your own. You're walking away from their chaos, their manipulation, and their drama, and you're stepping into a life where your peace is untouchable, your self-worth unshakable. This is the power of rejecting guilt, and it's how you make sure a narcissist knows they no longer have any control over you. One of the most empowering ways to put a narcissist in their place is by choosing to focus on your own growth, on your own self-improvement, rather than getting caught up in the endless drama they try to create. Narcissists want you distracted, tangled up in their web, always focused on them and their needs. They want you stuck in a cycle where your energy goes toward managing their emotions and their opinions of you. But when you make a decision to focus on your own path, to invest in yourself, they lose the power they thought they had over you. Let me tell you this, one of the most empowering things you can ever do when dealing with a narcissist is to fully embrace your own worth and refuse to give them any power to define it. Narcissists thrive on making people question their own value. They use subtle criticisms, dismissive comments, and manipulative tactics to make you feel small, to make you doubt yourself. Why? Because if they can make you believe that your worth is something they control, then they can manipulate you however they want. But here's the truth: your worth is not up for negotiation, and it's definitely not something they get to define. In closing, I want you to understand this: the power to put a narcissist in their place doesn't come from fighting, doesn't come from arguing, and doesn't come from trying to change them. It comes from within you. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You are enough exactly as you are, and no narcissist can take that away from you. So rise up, stand tall, and let your life be the loudest statement of your value. And when you do this, you'll not only put the narcissist in their place, you'll show the world what true power looks like. You'll show them that you are the one who is in control of your destiny, and nothing and no one can take that from you. Keep moving forward, stay true to yourself, and never forget you are unstoppable.